Benji Gecy of Beaufort Lending is here with me now in Real Estate in the Lowcountry. Good to see you as always.
Yeah, great to see you again, Betsy. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. So as I was driving around yesterday listening to the radio, I heard them say, oh, the feds are maybe thinking about going a little higher than maybe we once thought. So how is your prediction hanging in there, or is it a little bit higher?
Well, we have experienced higher rates because of that data coming out right now. But as we talked about at the beginning of the year, had really attractive rates. As soon as the Fed started publishing higher inflation, the rates spiked back up again, and the anticipation of him at least continuing or increasing those rates have allowed the rates to spike again. So we're almost back to where we were in November with 7%. The rates are approaching 7%, causing lots of problems there. But as you can see from the rate chart, 6.6% or so. Our rate is a little lower, 6.4%. The VA is still attractive, right around 5.9%. Those rates are continuing to go up. My long-term forecast is still for lower rates by the end of the year. So taking you backward, just showing you a couple of slides here. Yeah. We usually publish the 5-year rate chart, and then I've got a 10-year rate chart here. And if you look at that, rates have not penetrated 5.0 in 10 years. So the artificial increase of the rates, you can see in January, those rates are trying to come back to 5% and actually break through. And that little bit of information from the Fed has caused those rates to go back up a little bit. But I do think they're going to try to go to 5% and actually try to break through 5% by the end of the year into 2024. But also look at the 30-year rate chart. We were at 15% back in 1981. And you can see those spikes as the rates start to spike. We always have an improvement right behind it. So the spike we had in 2022, we started seeing the rates come down. Like we talked about, we're going to have sideways rates for most of the year, and it's going to start to decline in 2023 into 2024. So hopefully better news here in the short term.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, let's just talk about for 1 second that 30 years ago is the 80s, because how is that possible? And that we were really paying those rates back then.
Yeah, 15% rates. As you can see from the rate chart, you can see the decline. I mean, obviously we went into the low twos, 2021, 2020, but you know, properties were not 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 back in the early 80s, late 70s. The affordability factor is definitely a problem here in Beaufort County. Is something that we fight all of the time, trying to find affordable housing, especially in Hilton Head, Beaufort, and some of the other areas. But the FHA has just reduced the mortgage insurance, and that's giving buyers a lot more buying power. USDA, VA, FHA, those are the government programs that we do a lot of financing with, but I can tell you the FHA, this is giving the buyer a lot more power right now. There's a lot of advantages with FHA. The government just made it a little easier for homeowners to get a little more buying power and to save some money per month.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit more in detail about that. What are some of the differences between a conventional loan and an FHA, and who qualifies for an FHA?
Yeah, so FHA and conventional, there's some big differences. FHA is actually more flexible. You can go to higher debt ratios, a little less down payment money. Okay. FHA will do 3.5%. They will actually allow to 100% financing. Conventional will go up to 97%. They'll also do the down payment assistance as well. But conventional on those higher loan to values are not as flexible with the debt to income ratios. So we can actually go over 50%, where conventional probably will not do that. Right. They're going to be in the low 40s. So conventional versus FHA, FHA is definitely going to be more of an advantage right now. But when you compare it to conventional, you may have $100,000 difference in buying power looking at a conventional loan versus FHA right now.
That's a big number.
It is a big number in this market, and it's an important number, and it's a powerful number for buyers. Also, the rate is going to be lower with the FHA, so the reduced MI, this is an important event for homeowners, and something that we've always done. FHA loans, we're pretty good at those. We're going to be doing more and more of those right now.
Well, thank you for being here. That was very interesting and things I didn't know. So thanks for sharing, and we'll see you again soon.
See you soon.